Hello YouTube, Wes here checking in with a brand new episode of what I think I'm going to be calling the Vinyl Survivor Lightning Round for you. Again, I'm starting a new job, plus I've been listening to a lot recently. I'm kind of backlogged on things to put in the Vinyl Survivor videos, so I'm just going to do some really quick, show things real quick, let you know whether I like them or not, and that's going to be that. So get stuff in the collection, get stuff in the Discog store, and get other things moved along so I can get caught up on things and clear out some space and have some content for you while I'm, as I said, starting a new job. So let's go ahead and get into this 20 albums. First one we got here from 1975. This is Kansas's Mask. Yeah, hadn't heard this one before. Really enjoyed it. Of course, Kansas, classic kind of prog rock country kind of stuff. Really enjoyable. That one is a keeper for me. It's going in the collection. Next one, a classic soul one here from the Spinners, self-titled. This one's got I'll Be Around on it. One of a Kind Love Affair, Ghetto Child, Could It Be I'm Falling in Love. Classic Spinners stuff on here, classic soul music, and that one is a keeper going in my permanent collection. Next up from Linda Ronstadt, a self-titled album. I'm not sure if this is her debut album, but really enjoyable. Yeah, love this. Very lush, very enjoyable. Really nice package. So that one is a keeper. I enjoyed it. Staying in my permanent collection. All right, next up, a new one from Kansas. When this was coming out, I was like, oh boy, that's, you know, a new release from a group from the 60s. Rarely are they great, but this one is great. This is Kansas with the Prelude Implicit. Really enjoyable. Oh, just killer album from Kansas. I love this. I bought this on CD to begin with and loved it so much I ended up ordering it on vinyl. And luckily they did a nice vinyl release of it on 2 LPs. Yeah, awesome album from Kansas, and I love the artwork as well. Fourth side has an etching on it. So that was a really cool pickup, and that one's going in the collection. Next up, got a bit of lounge music. This is Three Sons with Love in the Afternoon. This was really enjoyable. I really enjoyed listening to this. It's very relaxing, very peaceful kind of sound here. And I thought, I'm going to go ahead and keep this. I enjoyed it enough. I'm not going to, collect a lot of Three Sons. I might not get any more at all, but I'll have this one in the collection. So this one is staying in the collection. Nice living stereo release as well. So that one is a keeper for me. Next one, a Vinyl Me Please reissue of Panda Bear's Person Pitch. Yeah, Panda Bear, kind of a psych folk kind of thing. Really enjoyable, and yeah, that's a keeper for me. I do like Panda Bear quite a bit. Got a couple more in back there in the collection, and this one's going to be going in there with them. That is a keeper for me. All right, next up, I got another Feed Bands release for you. This is this is an instrumental rock group by the name of Sleep Maps, and this is they called this release "We Die for Truth." If you like instrumental rock kind of stuff, more modern kind of stuff, definitely check them out. Sleep Maps, really good stuff. That one is a keeper for me, staying in my collection. All right, next up we got one from 1989. This is R&B singer Jody Watley with Larger Than Life. Really cool album cover on this one. Unfortunately, this one has a skip on it. It's weird. It was a brand new sealed record. I opened it up and it skips. And I'm not able to see why it's skipping. There's no visible sort of damage. It was just a badly pressed record. So unfortunately, not going to be able to keep or sell this one. So yeah, unfortunately, not going to be a keeper for me. All right, next up, we got a newer release by the Flaming Lips. This is their release from 2016-ish, I would say. Oxy Melody. And yeah, I like the Flaming Lips. I enjoyed this album, and it's going to be staying in my permanent collection. Next up, one from the UK folk group Renaissance. This is their version of Sherazade. And yeah, I definitely enjoyed this one quite a bit. This one is going to be a keeper for me. Next up, the solo release from one half of the folk duo, the Civil Wars. This is Joy Williams with her, I think this is her debut solo album titled Venus. I believe the Civil Wars have broken up officially as well, since they are no longer a couple. But yeah, really enjoyable. A little bit more on the pop side, but still has that sort of folk background to it. Enjoyable. I dug it. I don't think this did too well commercially, but I liked it, and it's going to be staying in my permanent collection. Next up, Moby Grape. Wow, I've seen this a lot in the vinyl community, a lot in music books and stuff. It was just okay for me. I didn't like this as much as I was hoping to, just because I've seen it so much. I'm like, oh, that must be a great album. But just listening to it, it was okay. I didn't love it. So this is not a keeper for me. Next up, got Neil Young and the Blue Notes. Kind of a rockabilly kind of thing. It's okay. I'm going to keep it because it's Neil Young. I enjoyed it, and yeah, I'm keeping it because it's Neil Young. Is this something I'm going to be going for when I'm looking for a Neil Young album to listen to? Probably not, but it's enjoyable. It's part of the collection for now. Next up, Jojo Gun. I believe this is their self-titled album. Sort of a California country rock kind of group. There's a gatefold and the full cover there. Yeah, just okay. You know, that country rock kind of thing is not necessarily... I enjoy it. I like listening to it, but it's not something I feel I need to keep. So that one's not a keeper for me. All right, next up, we got a nice live release from CTI Records. This is their Live at the Hollywood Bowl Summer Jazz Series. Nice gatefold. Got all the CTI classic people here. Hubert Laws, Grover Washington Jr., Stanley Turrentine, Deodato, George Benson, Freddie Hubbard, Hank Crawford, Airto, Ron Carter, Jack DeJohnette, Bob James. A lot of great artists on here, and yeah, that one's a keeper for me. Next up, Bette Midler with Broken Blossom. I like Bette Midler. I enjoy her stuff. I don't think I'm going to be keeping everything from her. I don't need to be a completist. I have most of her stuff on CD anyway. So this one's not a keeper for me. It's not a standout album of hers that I really, really enjoyed. So that one's not going to be staying in the collection. Next up, a comedy album, and I've recently been sort of getting rid of comedy albums from the collection because they're kind of not something I typically must have on vinyl. So I've been clearing them out, but I want to keep this one for now just because it's an amazing cover and I just want to have it. And I don't think this is readily available other places, but this is Pat Cooper's Spaghetti Sauce and Other Delights. Yeah, really cool. So I'm going to keep it for now. It's going in the collection. Next up is kind of a promotional fake radio show kind of thing. It's titled The Crank Chronicles. I believe it's from around 1980, late 80s. It's later than I thought it was. Yeah, it's kind of got this annoying announcer DJ guy. He's really sexist, and this is not aged well. And he kind of introduced some indie groups, some indie sort of indie-ish kind of groups that were on major labels, and it's just okay. It's not great, and as I said, it didn't age well. It has very sexist sort of vibes to the announcer, which is annoying. So not going to be keeping this one. All right, next up, Jimmy Somerville left Bronski Beat to form the Communards, and this is, I believe, their debut album. And so yeah, it's a U.S. pressing of it. I also have a U.K. pressing of this in the inbox, but I'm keeping this U.S. pressing in the collection for now. I'll decide later when I get to that U.K. pressing whether I'm going to keep both of them or just keep one or the other. But yeah, Communards, nice 80s pop vocal kind of stuff. And lastly for this episode, we have the Escape Club with their album Wild Wild West. Of course, it features that big hit song for them, Wild Wild West. And I'm not the hugest fan of that track to begin with, and I thought the rest of the album was kind of weak, in my opinion. I did not enjoy this, and I'm not going to be keeping it around. So yeah, that does it for this lightning round episode of the Vinyl Survivor. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you didn't. Give me any comments you have down in the comment section down below. I'd love to chat with you. Have a great day, great night, enjoy some great music, and we'll see you again next time. Cheers.